Hello and welcome back, and today's video is going to be a very short one about a little bit of information we stumbled across here at NAS Compares. I want to talk about two new QNAPs that have appeared on our radar. We've got practically no information about them, but I'm pretty sure this is genuine. This is the TS-464, a 4-bay new generation QNAP NAS, we don't know when it's coming, and the HS-264, an entry into the silent NAS series. Now, as I say, we don't know hardly anything about these NASs, so if you have come to this video for specifications, I'm sorry, it is going to disappoint you. In fact, this information came through to me while I was in the middle of recording some new videos coming up soon on software using two NASs to my right and two NASs over there. So I can't really turn these devices off, so if there is noise in the background, I do apologise. But during a very recent QNAP live information video thing on their stream, I'm not sure it was a live stream, I think it was a little bit pre-recorded, I'm not 100% certain. It was the launch of their QTS beta that's going to be in for the next month or so, but during the course of their slides they either intentionally or inadvertently revealed that there is a NAS coming soon known as the TS-464, and from the design, from what we're seeing about the naming strategy, to me this looks like a potential follow-up to the D series. I kind of assumed it would go with like the naming convention E, but apparently not. Now, we know genuinely practically nothing about this system right now, and given that it's the TS-464, it would not surprise me if that means that this system is going to be part of a family of 2-bay, 4-bay and 6-bay as well. Again, all of this is supposition, only based on what we're seeing here. Now, the TS-464, pretty much using the same chassis as we've seen previously, slight change there on the colour scheme there on the front. They're going kind of a rosy gold there on the front there, and this system is arriving with M2 slots inside. I'm assuming these are NVMe slots, maybe PCIe 10 2x2 or 2x4, but unfortunately they weren't able to accidentally print pictures of the other specs or the rear of this device. It was during the QTS 5.0 beta presentation, so I'm inclined to think this is very, very legit, and someone would have gone through those slides. Sadly, one would have assumed they would have removed that unless this device is coming hopefully for the end of the year. But I would say, given the almost practically no information on this, I would still err that right now, if you're looking for a new QNAP NAS, this is not a viable choice long term. On top of that, in some firmware release notes stumbled by Eddie the Web Guy, we did notice the model ID HS-264. Now, the HS series, I hate seagulls, may well be aware the HS series is the silent NAS series from QNAP, a series of devices that have gone back quite a few years, the 251 plus, the 253A, the 453DX. This is a series of silent NAS devices that don't use fans, that use a modified case that takes advantage of a large heatsink and is silent in operation. Now, the fact that we've seen this new naming convention, the 6.4 naming convention, to me suggests that QNAP are changing their model ID strategy long term. And also, given its similarity in the chassis that we saw, I am pretty confident these are going to be a new generation of devices. Maybe not this year, but definitely relatively soon. We're going into Taiwanese Q3 as well there. I would also add, looking at that model that we saw on that live stream presentation, hopefully there's been a screenshot during the video. On top of that, I would say here, something I mentioned in a video last year when we were looking at CPU shortages and Intel refreshing their range. I do think this is where we're going to start seeing that N5000 processor. There are J5000 processors out there, but everything we've seen from the Intel CPU refresh of the Celeron or Celeron series, I will argue that this is likely going to be that next generation. And given the portfolio that QNAP have for a lot of their releases, I wouldn't be surprised if this device is going to pretty much follow suit from the D series behind it. So we are talking 4 to 8 gig of memory. That CPU can go a little higher, and thanks to the increased CPU PCIe lanes on that CPU, if they do go for that N5000, the N5105, I believe, if that is going to be the next CPU according to the Intel CPU refresh, we've got nothing from QNAP on that, then that opens up more PCIe lanes and therefore allows for either those M2 slots that were leaked there on the live stream or whatever it was from QNAP. It either opens up to those NVMe slots being quite high end for storage, or they're going to balance that and give us a greater PCIe connection on these boxes, which will really close the gap between a lot of the SMB series. But again, as mentioned, this is all hearsay based on a couple of small bits of information. Hopefully this is something QNAP did intentionally, and some more information will drop soon. If not, then maybe this is something that will become vaporware one day, but I doubt it. But as I say, right now, if you're looking for a data storage strategy and you were considering the 53D series or the 51D series, I would not say this information is anywhere near concrete enough to justify not purchasing those units right now. If they were already in your basket, follow them through. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Click like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to learn more, use the free advice section over at NAS Compares, and I'll keep you informed of these new releases as they appear on our radar. I'll see you next time.